Hey, we're gonna be the big bad dog. Let's do it today. Let's stand out. Let's stand out for every man next to you. It gotta mean something. It gotta mean something. If we want to go somewhere, we gotta do it today. We gotta do it today. Let's go. Let's go, baby. All in, all out, baby. All in. Win on three. 1, 2, 3, win.
Yo, what's up, everyone? All right, y'all. We got to talk about this. Week 1, Niners, Bears. Not our best game, but I don't think it was anyone's best game, really. I don't think the Bears played all that well. They did what NFL teams are supposed to do, right? You capitalize on your opponent's mistakes. They did that. And we definitely had a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties, and, one extra turnover. And you're not going to win a lot of games doing that. But you know what's funny about the whole thing? If you look at the stats look like, except for the penalties and turnovers, of course, look like we should have won that game. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if anybody really know what happened. And at one point in the beginning of the first half, it seemed like we could win that game. I mean, it looked like it was just going to be a low scoring, because of the weather, the inclement weather, the rain and everything just totally, that's what it looked like. It looked like it was going to be like a 7-0, 10-0, I don't know, 17-3, something, I don't know, 17-7, 14-7, I don't know, something like that. That's what it looked like. And it was like we came out after halftime, we got the ball, we drove down the field, and we couldn't get in the end zone, and we settled for a field goal. And it was like after that, it seemed like we were done. That was the last time we had an opportunity to score any points. Now, I have to admit, I missed a lot of the game because I was watching on a stream, and the stream kept getting taken down, and constantly having to try to get back in to watch it. But from what I saw, I mean, definitely wasn't our best game, but it wasn't our worst game. And a lot of people want to say, Trey Lance had a bad game. Well, he really didn't have a bad game. He had an okay game. I wouldn't say it was a great game, but I wouldn't say it was a bad game either. It was okay. Probably what you expect in the type of conditions we were going against. And people say, well, both teams had to play this game in the rain. Yeah, and it showed because the Bears also didn't have that great. They weren't terrible. They weren't the greatest, but they were okay numbers too, except for when, plays broke down and they got what they got because they scored at least 2 touchdowns due to mistakes on our part, maybe more. There's plenty of drives that we extended with penalties. I mean, 12 penalties for like 100 yards, 99 yards. No, I mean, that's not gonna do it. It's really not gonna do it for us. And, that's kind of how it was. It just was one of those kind of games. And I could show you. I mean, like, let's take the quarterbacks, for instance, right? There's Trey Lance's stats for this game. 13 for 28, 164 yards, no passing TDs, and an interception, right? Not terrible, not great, okay numbers. Of course, we would love to see more touchdowns, whatever the case may be. But this is what happened in the game. This is Trey Lance's stats. So now, if you listen to what everyone's saying out there, how we had a bad game and this and that, then Justin Fields must have lit the world on fire, right? There you go. There's his stat line: 8 of 17 for 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, which pretty much broken plays, and an interception. These numbers to me, if you didn't watch the game and you were just telling me these are the stat lines, I'm gonna say, okay, each quarterback did okay, nothing really super terrible. Obviously, Justin Fields got more TDs, so that's a positive for him, and his team did win. So there you go. They capitalized on mistakes that we made, which is what you're supposed to do when you're an NFL team. You're supposed to capitalize on mistakes that the other team makes, and they did that. But yeah, I mean that's how it is. And no, TJ Gaming, he is not the old Carson Wentz. Pay attention. But yeah, so here's the game stats, right? First downs. 49ers had 17. The Bears had 15. Close, right? Passing first downs. 5 for the Niners, 4 for the Bears. Rushing first downs. 11 for the Niners and only 6 for the Bears. Then you got first downs from penalties. And here's a discrepancy, right? Obviously, the Bears got 5 first downs off penalties. That means we helped them get 5 first downs by committing penalties. This is not good, right? The third down efficiency were pretty close to each other. They didn't have to go for it on fourth down. We tried 2 times and it didn't work out for us. Plays, we had more plays. We had more total yards. We had about the same amount of drives. Our yards per play was higher. Our passing yards was higher. I mean, this is how it is. I mean, look at it. We had more rushing yards. They were better in the red zone. They were 2 for 2. We were 1 for 3. But there you go. Look at the penalties. 12 penalties for 99 yards. There are 3 penalties for 24 yards. Plus the 2 turnovers to their 1. I mean, that's not going to win you games. That was the difference. That was the difference there. The difference is penalties and turnovers. That was the difference. Here's some more stats from this game. Yeah. Time of possession. Look, the time of possession. I mean, if I didn't know the score, I didn't know what happened, I would think this is we had to win this game, right? Until you look at the penalties, until you look at the turnovers. That's really where it went south on us, and it sucks. I know. I'm not happy about it. Who's not who's going to be happy about it? And putting Jimmy G back in is going to not change anything. Not going to change anything. It isn't going to change anything. I mean, you can say what you want to say. It's not going to change anything. I mean, that's what it is. It's pretty plain and simple there. I mean, you could see what happened. It wasn't good for us. Yes, I'm not saying we played a great game or anything. We clearly didn't play a great game. And that's cool. And we made too many mistakes, and we got to clean it up. It's plain and simple. That's it. But you can't blame it on Trey. It's not his fault. Did he make some mistakes? Sure. And he owned up to it too. He basically said it was all my fault. I made too many mistakes. That's what he said in his press conference. So, I mean, it is what it is. I was very, very upset after the game. If I had come on here right after the game, I don't know. I probably would have been cussing and screaming or something to go with this. But I had some time to think about it, and I didn't even know the stats. We couldn't believe we ran 35 or 37 times for 100 and something yards. That's normally we do that, we win. But can't win when you turn the ball over more than the opponent And you can't win when you commit all those penalties. So it's a learning experience. It is what it is, and we're just gonna have to suck it up. We're 0-1. We lost to the Bears. Congratulations to the Bears. Y'all did what you were supposed to do. You took advantage of the mistakes we made and capitalized and won the game. And that's what you're supposed to do. So there you go. They played in the rain. We played in the rain. We made more mistakes than them, and they capitalized on it. That's pretty much what happened in that game, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna say peace and stay woke. Thanks.